Welcome everyone to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Linda Cry. I am senior partner and firm owner of Action Coach XL Edge. And today we are going to be meeting and talking to Piero Cotrina and learn a little bit about his business and his journey and share some insights. And so I want to start by saying, first of all, thank you, Piero, for being with us today and giving up some of your valuable time.
Nice. Pleasure is mine, Linda. Thank you
Beautiful.
for having me here.
Beautiful. Well, let's start. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, a little bit about your business, maybe, how long you've been in business or why you're in business.
Okay. Well, so pretty much everything started because we were wanting to do some farmers market activities. And we used to love going to the farmers market. I mean, we always worked in restaurants, me and my business partner, Wendy. So we one day we went to the farmers market, and at the time she was doing pastries for one of the best restaurants here in Omaha, which was Dario's. So she made the desserts over there that were super amazing. So we're like, well, why don't we sell them over here in the farmers market? So one time I started to do some research about how do you get the license, about how to start a farmers market stand. And then I picked up the phone, I talked to a few people, and after that we created an LLC, and off we go. We were at the farmers market. We did it for probably 2 years, 2.5 years or something. And it was a good experience because we learned a lot. I mean, some of those experiences, there were good days and bad days. Let's put it that way. So it's one of the things that we kind of learn how to be, what's the word? Resilient, how to be persistent, okay? Because many people, they say, oh, like, I'm gonna open a farmer's market stand, I'm gonna open a restaurant, and all that sounds really good on paper, but when you go into the business aspect, it's different. Even with a small farmers market stand, there are permits, there are things that you have to do for the health department. There are fees that you have to pay, if not any employees that you might have, so they can sell or help you out to build the product. But we learned that the most important thing is not to give up. Doesn't matter if you're a little late, doesn't matter if you encounter yourself with a situation that is not to your favor, still do not give up. So after that, we had a store, and that kind of worked out really nice, since we had pretty much everything over here. And we invested some $1,000, and well, not $1,000, but a few thousands of dollars. And we're over here. It's been almost 4 years since we opened the doors. We opened in March 2020, and after that, it's just been a learning experience, a non-constant learning and adaptation of experience and environment, really.
So let me ask you, would you describe your business? So you said you started at the farmer's market. Now you've invested in a storefront. What is the name of your business, and where can we find you?
All right. Well, the name of the restaurant is WD Cravings, and we're located at 7110 North 102nd Circle, That's pretty much northwest of Omaha in a little area called Cherry Hills. And we're really right off the interstate. If you're heading west on I-80, and you're gonna pass the Maple exit, then the Ford exit, and then the Irvington. So you take Irvington exit and make a left, and you're gonna be right over there.
Beautiful. So you have a restaurant, you started at the farmer's market, you found a need, fill a need, you set up, it was a startup company, you had tasks of getting licensure and permits and all of that. So now, how have you grown it? The role that you and your business partner, Wendy, what's your role? What role do you play and what role does she play in this joint venture?
I have a little more of a vision, overall vision for when it comes to the restaurant. We normally divide things onto administrative and things that we need to do in the kitchen, like on hands. So I have a little bit of administrative roles. Wendy also have her administrative roles. And when it comes to the kitchen, well, I take care of the savory side of the kitchen, and she takes care of the desserts. So each one of us with their strengths, basically they can create, we can create, and we also bounce off of ideas, which is really fun. I really love those days where you're inspired, and then your partner is also inspired. So you both know the flavors, you both know textures, and you start bouncing off ideas to come up with something new, or a dish, might be a concept, might be a decoration. And yeah, I mean, it's something really, really unique, and very, it's a very a special experience. How should I say it?
It is. I can hear you describe when you're working on your business and then when you're working in your business. And so let's talk a little bit about the business owner mindset and when you work on your business. What would be a typical week? When do you and Wendy sit down and do your planning and your focus on working on the business as a business owner?
Well, we have this specific day, which is Tuesday, for us to sit down and take a look at either bank accounts, take a look at messages, take a look at caterings, take a look at deposits, things that we miss during the days. I mean, during the week. There's a lot of things that we normally touch on Tuesdays. If not, we also have a little meeting on Sunday. But normally that's pretty much our day that we sit down, because normally Mondays are a little slow, but at the same time we need to like either go get groceries for the restaurant, or we need to grab something for the restaurant. So we always, Monday is our run errands kind of day. But Tuesday will be a good day for us to sit down and just kind of evaluate the overall performance of the kitchen, the baristas. So pretty much that's how we divide the restaurant into like little days. For example, Saturday and Sunday are deep cleaning days. So because we don't have like all our deep cleaning done in one day, we divide it into 2 days. So we have a good system that we are slowly but surely integrating. Even though it's been 4 years, the restaurant, it's almost like a real person, like a real child. So I think 4 years is still pretty young. So little by little, I think the restaurant itself tells us, what does it need, what does it need to get fixed, or what do we need to get repair or stuff like that. So it's something amazing.
I love that. I love the metaphor of nurturing this young child, something that you're creating together. Can I ask you a bit about team? When you started from the farmer's market and now with your restaurant, how have you needed to not only put in some systems, obviously, also build team? How have you grown, and what do you look for when you're adding team members?
Ooh, well, I'm a very particular person, very, very, very particular person when it comes to um, team members, when it comes to cooking, when it comes to having people around you that they have the same goals that you do, because that's something very important on anything, anywhere. I feel that it takes another crazy to follow the one crazy, you know. So you have to be able to select certain uh, personality traits. That's kind of what I go for. Whenever I want to interview somebody, I ask them to come in, sit down, and to have a conversation with me. Really, I wanna look for, depending on which side of the kitchen they're gonna work. If it's the front side, customer service, I want a big smile. I want that um, that nice personality that even on an awkward silence, she can say something, or I can say something funny and break the ice. And so that's one thing that I like to do when people come in. Also, I like to put them in like tiny little difficult situations, like where like I completely will shut up. I will just look at him in the eyes and see what's the reaction. Then for the kitchen, it's a little more different than the front of the house. The kitchen side, really, I will look for the chemistry, just because I'm very particular when it comes to cooking. So if I know that the chemistry is not there when we're just having a conversation, then probably it's not gonna be inside the kitchen. So even though, I mean, I have given people some opportunities in the past, and some of them they work, some of them they don't work out, you know. But I feel that meeting the person, having a conversation, and probably them to have that chemistry with you, then you can build a culture. Culture for your restaurant, really, it will break through any system that you have. If there's a toxic culture in the restaurant, like for example, I don't know, I mean, I can think of a lot of the scenarios. However, every scenario is different, especially when it comes to toxic cultures. Because I also been in restaurants where they're very disciplined, and one can mistaken that by toxic culture. However, I think discipline is it's another important thing for kitchens. Just because without discipline, I mean, everybody gets relaxed. Once they get relaxed, the orders they start slipping, they start falling. People are not gonna be happy, and you have to do your best in order for you to enforce and create that culture that is gonna allow the other person, or the person that is part of the team, to say, hey, I could be doing something else. Like, hey, instead of, talking about, I don't know, Netflix and some show that came out with Linda, well, I better, grab Linda and start cleaning or start, doing something. So it's that culture where it comes that even when you're not there, every single person holds themselves accountable. So I
Nice.
think that's very important.
Absolutely, it's important, and that's a sign of leadership, right? As a business owner and a business partner. I'm curious about what would be maybe a surprise to you, or something that you learned to say, "Oh God, I didn't realize this is part of what being a business owner is about." Were there any surprises for you along the way that you had to really put a plan together and figure it out?
Um, well, COVID was one of them.
Of course it was.
I
What did,
think
what did we learn?
um, to not give up, to not give up, to even put the most ridiculous ideas into work, because they will surprise you. Sometimes when it comes to desperate moments or times that are hard, you sometimes tend to overthink a lot of things, a lot of solutions, and that overthinking can do real bad to whatever the outcome is. So when we opened, we thought we knew the game, because I worked in restaurants for like 15 years. Wendy, same, like 12 years. So we have a good amount of restaurant years. So we know this game. But when COVID hit, we're like, oh shoot, like we gotta score without a ball. Like, where's the ball in the field? So you're just gonna have to come up um, with creative ways on how you can turn things around. So um, I think that resiliency and the fact that you have to not give up in order for you to get it. That mentality that are like has really one thing that we got from this place.
Beautiful, beautiful. As you think about fast forwarding, what is next for you? Where is it that you want to grow? You started farmers market, now you've got your restaurant. What's this vision of where you're going and growing, if I could ask?
Oh man, um, I don't know. Maybe a location on every single country in the world.
That's dreaming big. I love that.
That'll be one big headache. Let me tell you that.
You could grow
Um,
into it.
yes. No. Right now we're just kind of taking it as we go. Um, I every time that we have something playing over here at the restaurant, it's like life itself just throws you something, always something that you're like, man, well, now this $3,000 that I was saving to buy tables, I need to use them for pipes or for the AC, So we had at some point a another location in a urban village, and we had so many plans for this location and for the other location that at some point I had to close the other location, and those plans never came to fruition. So I think right now we're taking things as they come. Um, you know, Slowly but surely we just do, and that's one thing that I like to have fun with. It's like the uncertainty of it a little bit. It's just you're presented with something, and then you have to think, you have to figure it out on the spot. And I think that's beautiful. However, yes, I have paid the price for not planning sometimes, but it's yeah, I mean, right now we don't really have anything big planned for down the road.
So there's an opportunity there, obviously, to do some planning. If you were to give advice to your younger self, Piero, what would that be? And you can decide however old that is, but advice to your younger self to position you for where you are today. What might that be?
Read your lease. Read your lease. Grab a lawyer and grab it, run it through the lawyer. I mean, it's funny because at some point, you know, you have to start, and we were like, okay, we gotta start. And you know, there might be some things that I could have negotiated better. And being our landlords, they're great. I mean, they gave us an opportunity that you know, we thought that we're never gonna have. You know, they gave us the opportunity to open a restaurant. So we're very thankful for that. But I would say life will teach you many ways. But one of the things that sometimes I tell myself is to not overthink and to be teachable.
Mm-hmm.
Just because without knowledge, without wisdom, you can't do anything. So in order for you to obtain that wisdom, you have to be a fool first in order for you to obtain that wisdom. So that's my take on it.
That's good. Good. Keep learning. Be open, right?
Exactly.
Don't overthink, right? You're never ready till you start, we like to say. Just get started and we'll figure it out. I'm curious if there's something that you're still working on, or a problem, there's something that's in front of you that you're trying to solve. What would that be? Is there something in front of you you're still trying to figure out today?
Something in front of me that I'm trying to figure out. I don't know, my life.
Yes, work-life integration would be one, right? How do you do life with people and run a business, for sure?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because sometimes I don't even have a like, sometimes I don't talk to people, or I don't hang out with friends too much. What I like to do is basically I go to the gym, I train jiu-jitsu. So we have a nice little group of gentlemen that they get together and they try to choke each other. So it's I mean, it's nice, but then after that I come to the restaurant and I just work. And I don't know, I mean, it's I don't complain about my life just because I like the way it is right now. And no, I think I deviate a little bit of the question.
It's okay. It's again, figuring out your life. A personal goal is to have a business, and sometimes if we don't think about work-life integration, we might drift over and forget about our body, mind, and spirit wholeness. And if we don't care for ourselves, we can't give to others. So it is a common opportunity for people to figure out, how do we do life together and have some fun while we're doing it and still run a business. Beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it. Love it. Well, this has been a fun conversation, Piero. I appreciate the time and energy that you've given us and some insights. I am sure that folks will benefit from it. And also, we want to make sure that we get folks to experience your restaurant. So what are your hours? When are you open?
So we open from well, pretty much every day. So Monday through Friday, we open for lunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then we open back for dinner from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then on Saturday and Sunday, we're open from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, beautiful. Love it. So I would encourage all of us to go check out the restaurant, and the name of your restaurant again?
WD Cravings.
WD Cravings. We will find you and we will experience that wonderful restaurant. We'll look forward to meeting you. Thank you so much, Piero. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, Linda. Thank you for having me here. And yeah, I enjoyed the conversation as well.